Can you come in and hold the boat? Mommy, can you hold the boat? It's moving.
Alright, now pull out. Try and start it again.
Ready?
Yeah.
Stop.
Alright, so we've just been trying to start it for about, I don't know, 5 minutes. Cranking, and nothing. I did get a couple of pops out of it, and that's about it. Pretty early on, we tilted the motor all the way down again, which is supposed to help. A lot of gas flowed out of the carburetor, so I'm wondering whether or not it's flooded now, so we're waiting a few minutes to try again. I've got the choke on, I've got the warm-up lever in the start position, everything that worked at the house yesterday. I know, I'm confident once we get it started and running, it'll be easy to restart when it's warm like it has been. It's just starting it cold is a real bear. I'm really wishing I had brought a can of starter fluid or a spark plug wrench, but of course that would have been better planning on my part. Alright, Mark, why don't you give it another shot. Yeah, go ahead. Don't stop. Stop. Go ahead. All right, try it again. Stop. Push the lever up a little bit. A little more. Try it. Stop. Plenty of fuel. It's all here in the water. Worked yesterday at the house. It's very hard to start cold. Once it's running, I could shut it off. Yeah. Brand new. Well, season. They're fine. Which I get this thing running. Once it's running, if I shut it off, half a revolution, it'll start right back up again. Yeah, it pops off every once in a while, but it either wants to start or it floods right away. This ain't my first rodeo. Deliver all the way down again. Go ahead. Well, we're back at the house. I spent about 15-20 minutes there at the boat ramp trying to get the boat started. All I could get is a little puff out of it every once in a while. Could crank and nothing. Let it sit for a little bit, crank, it would give one poof, and then, you know, no start. Then the battery started to sound like it was running down a little bit. I just realized, you know, I didn't bring the tools. Just get the boat out of the water, bring it back here, get it running here, and then bring it back. Because I know once it's warmed up, it restarts real easy. So what I just did when we got back here, I got the muffs on it. I didn't turn the water on yet, but I pulled all the plugs except for number 6, which is difficult to get to. But the top 5 plugs, they were all wet with fuel. So I dried them all out, and let's see what happens. Aiden, I need you to crank that motor. I think we're losing spark.
So annoying. The thing about it?
The what?
That thing.
What are you talking about?
Like in the cars. In cars and go-karts. This thing. You think that thing's bad?
This?
Yeah.
That's the distributor.
You did that bad?
I don't know. What I'm wondering about is about whether or not there's something going on. I don't understand why moving that warm-up lever seemed to like... Yesterday, I swear there was no spark when I couldn't get this started. And then we moved the lever, and then I had spark. And I'm thinking that shouldn't be happening.
Maybe your ground is bad?
I'm wondering whether or not I pinched a wire or something inside that housing when I was putting it all back together. There might be a wire that's shorting out or something.
That's the thing.
Because when this thing has spark, it's a strong spark. Go crank it. There's no spark. Move that lever up a little bit. Crank it.
You just do that?
Yeah.
Who wants to start?
I don't understand why.
I think I got the sweet spot. Oh, try it now?
Wait. Go ahead.
There we go.
Try it again.
Trying.
Try it again.
What's that squirt bottle? What would you get the squirt bottle? I'll get the squirt bottle. What?
No. What the hell's going on with this thing? I swear I just looked at it and didn't even see a spark, and yet it fired. Crank it. Crank. What? Crank. No spark.
So you're gonna take that part?
Did you shut the key off?
Nope.
Well, when all else fails, you go back to the basics. No spark or intermittent spark. So first thing I do is I check my always 12 volt line on the motor here, and 12.6 volts, which is good. But then when I come down here, of course nothing with the key off, but then when I turn the key on, I only have 6.5 volts right here. This should be 12 volts. So I've got a very big voltage drop, which, since all that this does, all this comes from, is it comes through the wiring harness, the key switch, and then the wire back to the battery. Meaning, somehow, this 12 volts is going up there and not coming back to here without a lot of resistance by the looks of it. All right, so now the question is, now that we know the problem, that we're losing most of our 12 volt to the white wire here, the question becomes, where is it? Now this is interesting. Now it's 10.6. There's your culprit right there. It's the plug. Just wiggled this engine wiring harness right here and kicked right in. So pins can get oxidized. 12.7 volts. Back in business. Heck, I'll bet it fires right off now. Let's see. Back to the lake.